The buzzword all over the fair and especially in our panels and expert presentations is AI.
And we've all heard the chat about AI taking our jobs, and there have been some recent studies that suggest that AI is making it harder for younger people and grads to get their first jobs.
We have cracked the nut of that next generation technology where generative AI can really enable us to do this complex task to the next level.
Artificial intelligence, AI. Everyone is talking about it. Everyone is using ChatGPT in their day-to-day activities. So what if I told you to invest in a business that spends almost $2 billion and it takes 10 years to create just one product, and it also has a probability of 90% failure? Will you invest a single rupee in it? No, right? Obviously. And that's exactly how the pharmaceutical industry has been built for the past 5 decades. There is something called as Erum's law, which states that the drug development process has been very slow, and at the same time, it's been getting expensive day to day. And that's exactly what has been happening in the pharma industry. But now, something impossible has happened, and this is transforming the pharma and the life science industry.
To us, AI is a tool which allows us to go into drug discovery much faster, go after much more challenging biological and chemical problems with higher confidence, and reduce the risk in drug discovery and also increase the probability of success in clinical trials.
We are witnessing the death of old way and the beginning of the new era. It's not about ChatGPT being your therapist or being your answer guru. It is about Agentic AI that can think, plan, and execute science experiments for you. First, we need to solve a massive confusion here. When you think about AI in biology, you think that you ask ChatGPT a question and it gives you an answer. For example, you ask what is a protein, it gives you some relevant answer. But no, that's not it. Agentic AI is completely different. Think of Agentic AI in this way. Agentic AI is like a research intern. You give it a goal, find me a drug molecule that cures this particular disease, and it eventually will find you the steps to find that molecule. It sets a plan, it executes the research, it analyzes the data. If it fails, it learns again, adjusts its own parameters, and it tries back again. Imagine this like a lab where you don't have to hire more people. You just take agents. One agent is specialized in molecular dynamics, another agent is specialized in toxicity, and another one is damn good at FDA paperwork. So they all communicate with each other and give you the final output. So this is the base of Agentic AI as how it is applied in biotech and pharma. Now let's move to the second phase of the video, the drug discovery revolution. Now let's look at the numbers, and this is where it gets real crazy. We really have to talk about this company called In Silico Medicine because they have been redefining how drug discovery process has been taking place.
My name is Alex Zhavrankov, and I'm the founder and CEO of a company called In Silico Medicine. I specialize in AI-powered drug discovery, so developing artificial intelligence solutions to accelerate the way drugs are discovered and developed.
Here is how in silico AI agents are different. Instead of testing thousands of compounds, they just tested 80. That's it. Because the AI agents didn't guess, it predicted. Because it understood the biology of the disease, and it also decoded the molecular structure, and it hallucinated and suggested a new molecule that would exactly cure this particular disease. And you know what is the result? Time cut from 10 years to just 18 months. Cost from hundreds of $millions to just $2 to $3 million. And recently, they generated 5,000 compounds in less than 3 days, and they picked just 20 of it, and they just tested 14 of them. This is a 70% success rate in an industry where 10% was considered a miracle. And this is one of the reasons why they were able to raise massive IPO funds. It was a game changer in the pharma industry. They aren't just a pharma industry, they are a tech company that sells speed. Let's move on to the next phase of the video, that is the clinical trial bottleneck. You think drug discovery is everything, but no, it is just the step one. Clinical trial is one of the most crucial part, and almost 80% of the companies fail to find patients on time to test these drugs. And here is where companies like Deep 6 AI comes into play.
Using artificial intelligence and natural language processing on clinical data, Deep6 AI software significantly cuts patient recruitment delays, getting life-saving cures to patients more quickly.
These AI agents act like a super reader, which means they scan millions of reports, unstructured data, doctors' notes, pathology reports, genomic data in just minutes. And finally, they match the right patient with the right trial instantly. And now we are seeing 5x faster trials just because of this software. This is speed. And here's where it gets real crazy. We are moving towards digital twins. Before we test a drug on real humans, AI agents are creating virtual patients, which means they are simulations of real humans. So we can test these drugs on digital twins first, and if these digital twins get sick, we don't have to trial it on real humans anymore. This saves lives, and it also saves billions in lawsuits. And now the future, the Google's co-scientist. So where is this heading towards? Google recently dropped a bombshell, the AI co-scientist. So this is not a tool for scientists. This is a tool that is a scientist.
The idea is we built a system that works together with scientists. So for instance, if it's a Friday afternoon, I'm in my lab, I have all these ideas I want to explore, but I have my 2 kids at home. And so I can actually plug in a research goal into the system, check the ideas it's creating and the evolution over time. And by Monday morning, I have a bunch of different approaches I can use for my research.
Now let's get into the final part. How can you have a career opportunity in this space? Now, I know what you're thinking. Great. Robots are taking my job, AI is creating some systems. Will I ever get a job, or will I lose my existing job? If you're a biology student or a computer science student, you should pay attention to this very carefully. The life science industry just don't need biologists anymore, or it doesn't need coders anymore. It needs a combination of things. The highest paid people in this particular decade are going to be translators. People who understand the science of drug discovery and also to use AI agents in this process. And the most interesting part, the barrier to entry is getting lowered. Google, Moderna, in silico medicine, they all are hiring, but they are exactly looking for a specific mindset. The revolution is happening right now, and the technology is already here. The only question here is, are you going to watch it happen, or are you going to build it along? The choice is yours.